Hello, hello, everyone. It is a special day. It is Wednesday. I have two special guests with me today. As you can see, the one on my lap, Patches is stuck to me. So you get to have Patches during our migraine strategy call today. Why? It's thundering and lightning here and raining really hard. So this dog is not going anywhere. So hope you don't mind. And we also have Sunanda here, who I'm so happy to have here with us today. She is going to share her migraine freedom story with us in just a quick moment. But before we dive right into it, I just wanted to say a quick hello to everyone that's watching right now, especially to those that are brand new to the group. We have so many amazing new women this week. My name is Debbie Waidl. I am a certified functional health coach here to help you find your migraine freedom without using pills, quick fixes, having risky surgeries, and all of the other things that you're hearing about in the conventional world. We're here to help you actually get to the root cause so that you can finally stop the reason the pain is happening and be able to move on and live your life. So thank you so much for being here. If you are watching live, please let me know where you're watching from. I'll make sure that I can pull Facebook up here to see. And if you're watching on the replay, then definitely give us a hashtag replay so that we know you're watching on the replay. Please interact with us. We love it when you're asking questions and chatting throughout the call. So if you see me look down, it's because I'm just trying to keep an eye on comments at the same time. So Pat just says hi. There's so Sunanda, thanks for being here today. Really appreciate it.
Hi. Oh, I'd like to be on your lap too. I feel so well looked after.
So let's go into a little bit about you first. You were kind enough to share a little bit about yourself. So let me share that with everyone so they know who they're listening to. You live with your wife, Pam, your two dogs and your two cats, who we were just talking about. Your dogs don't like thunder and lightning either. You're retired. You love being near the water, the beach, the river, or the pool. And when you joined the Freedom from Migraine method, you were having daily rebound migraines and knew of no way of dealing with them besides medication. And your doctor was ready to put you on preventatives, which you didn't want to take. So you started searching Facebook, probably just like every other woman that's in this group. And you found first the Women's Migraine Freedom and then joined the Freedom from Migraine method. And your number of migraines, really dropped quite drastically pretty soon in the beginning of the program. And to this date, you've just had one little blip, which you figured out, you believe really was caused by some allergies that you've gotten back under control. So rarely you're having migraines and really have totally changed your life. Oh, we've got Tammy who jumped on. Tammy, hello. Thank you for being here. So anyway, Sunanda, thank you for sharing all that info with us so we could share it with everyone else. So let's talk a little bit about your journey. How long did you have migraines before you found us?
Well, I'm not sure because I think for a long time I thought they were sinus headaches. So in my 30s, maybe my mother had migraines, but I didn't even connect. And then I got what I thought were sinus headaches, which I would just put up with, but they went on for a few days. And sinus medication didn't do a thing because they weren't sinus headaches. And it was my doctor who finally said, no, that's a migraine. And I was like, oh, because I didn't even know what they were, except that my mother had to lie in a dark room because, that was quite a long time ago. And there were no medications or anything at that time.
Yep, mine did the same.
So at first I didn't get them very often at all. So when I did, I could just kind of use one pill and that would be it probably for another month or so. Then for some reason last year they just started getting more and more frequent, and I just thought, oh yeah, I can take a migraine pill. I didn't realize that they could cause migraines, and then I was getting them every day and I thought, this is strange. I'm taking a pill to prevent it. Why is it coming back? And that was when I went to the doctor who said, oh, these are rebound migraines. You have to take, I don't know what it was called, but it was something that you'd have to take every day. And I don't like taking medicines. And I just thought, I did actually pick them up from the pharmacy. I probably still have them.
Probably something like an amitriptyline or nortriptyline, probably one of those.
Something, but there was no way that I was going to go on to something every day. And I just thought there has to be another way. So yeah, I put it in Facebook, I put migraines. And this group came up and I thought, I knew there was another way. And I just literally searched it until I found a link that connected me to you. I think I talked to you like within 2 days.
It was fast. It was definitely fast.
I didn't even think about it because I believe totally that things can be cured through diet. So when I read that, I knew it had to work. I knew it had to be real. I mean, I hoped.
I was going to say, should we back up there?
Well, I didn't know, but I believed. I like
that. And I think that's really important to mention that when you came into the program, you were in some massive pain, like massive amount of pain. But you did come in with the hope that there was a better way, that there really had to be something that you could do to get rid of your migraines. Because at the end of the day, I'm the facilitator, right? I'm here to give you the learning. I'm here to share my knowledge, but I'm not the one that's in your house doing everything you have to do. Did you find that when you were in the program that it was challenging to do the things you had to do to end your migraines?
Well, giving up, I didn't eat a lot of sugar, but I think last summer, what with being housebound through COVID and everything, I think I'd started eating more sugar. It was kind of like, oh, let's reward ourselves because we can't go anywhere.
Yeah,
and that's why they started getting more. So giving up sugar wasn't really difficult because I wasn't a sugar person. What was difficult for me was having to really think about putting my meals together.
Okay.
I know I kind of bombarded everyone with questions. I don't know what fat's in. I don't know what protein has. I don't know what anything has in it. But once I got that, and I literally made lists. Okay, all these foods contain protein. All these contains fat. All these contain whatever. But and then it was kind of like, all right, I have to make sure I have the right amounts of things on my plate. And I won't even go into the combinations of food I ate for my meals. But I just made sure they had the right balance.
Yeah, and everybody's a little bit different here, right? When we look at what we need to eat, I think that's what makes it so hard, is this is stuff that you probably Googled things, like what do we do for migraines and, checking everything out, as many of the women do that I talk to. And they tell me, well, I'm following what Google said. I'm following the diet that Google said, but nutrition integration, which is what we call it in the Freedom from Migraine method, our signature program, is a little bit different for everyone, which is why some people can get away with eating sugar, some can't, which is why some can eat gluten and some can't, some can eat dairy and some can't. And it really, did you find working with us was helpful in helping you figure out what was right for you?
Oh yeah, definitely. Sorry, I just went.
Don't be sorry. It's a lot. There's a lot of pieces, I think, is what it boils down to, right? There's a lot of pieces to the puzzle. Tammy's chiming in here. She's saying her husband has been diabetic, so watching his sugar. I'm wondering if these sugar substitutes can cause issues too. Absolutely, Tammy. Sugar substitutes are something that we do talk about quite a bit in the Freedom from Migraine method, that we have to be really careful with things that are not natural. And sugar substitutes are not a natural item. So really that's where we start, right, Sunanda? And you kind of already done a lot of this. We start with making sure you're just eating real food.
I was already reading ingredients on everything, but I was reading them more for me because I didn't want to put weird things and chemicals in my body. But once I realized, what you said about eating real food and look at things, because, even the strangest things can have sugar hidden in them, for example. I was looking at things the other day. I would never have thought that I thought ketchup was made of tomatoes.
It should be. Right? It should be. Yeah, where were
But
some
it
of
has
the
like 16 different additives and sugar, and I was like, whoa. So it really made me start looking at food more.
Yeah, one of the classes that we did a couple months back, we talked about this quite a bit in the class, and I actually challenged women to go take a look in their cupboard and see where they could find sugar that they didn't think it would be in there. Frozen vegetables, Italian spices, some salad dressings that said they were, heart healthy, but still were full of sugar. So it's amazing where you can find it. Salt, if you buy Morton salt has dextrose in it. Who would think when they picked up their salt shaker that they'd actually be shaking sugar on their food at the same time?
Yeah, it's just ugh.
A little crazy. So obviously we did a lot of work with many different things in the program. You were definitely active, which you just said. You were very active in the group. You asked a lot of questions. So let's talk about that a minute. How did you feel being in a group of women that were going through the same thing as you right now? Did you find that helpful? And there to
Yes.
respond for you?
It was amazing because when you have a migraine, it just feels like the loneliest thing in the whole world. Because if you're surrounded by people who've never had a migraine and don't know what it is, there's no way you can explain that kind of pain. So to be able to post something in the Facebook group and have, within minutes, 5 different people, even if they didn't know an answer, just say, I know what you mean. I feel like that too. I was just like, oh, thank God.
Yeah, exactly.
It's about being understood.
Yeah. And I think that's so important that we have that, right? Because it's a lonely place. You can tell someone, like, I'm sure you have an extremely loving wife. I have a loving husband. We can tell them that we have had pain, but unless they have migraines, they don't understand fully what it is we're going through in that moment. They're there and they're caring, don't get me wrong, but they don't fully grasp it. So to be able to talk to a group of women who understand, plus the people that work with me to support everyone in the Freedom from Migraine method, they've gone through the program themselves. They've had migraines themselves. So you can ask them a question and they can truthfully answer how it worked for them and what they did.
And I think the Facebook group was the biggest place I got help from. I know the calls were great and a great place to be able to specifically ask questions, but the Facebook group, the responses were so fast. I just knew that I'd have somebody reaching out to me within minutes usually.
Yeah.
That was what kept me going. And even now I read other people's and I'm like, oh, that's interesting. I didn't know that.
Exactly. And that's why, we have that group and why we now offer for our graduates, they can stay on if they'd like in our actual community membership, so that you do have the opportunity. You're feeling great, you're doing great, but it's still nice to know, okay, is there something else that you want to learn? And can you be there to support them now? Because we bring women in at all different times. So there's always someone who's brand new in the program and always someone who's about to graduate. And it's wonderful. You had that experience being the new person. And now you can help somebody else who's having that experience of being brand new. So I just wanted to acknowledge everybody's on here. We've got Tammy watching, we've got Amanda watching, Rebecca's on, Melissa's on. She says she's so excited to hear your story. Thank you for sharing. We've got Debbie on and Lana on, who just joined the program today. She just joined the Freedom from Migraine method today. So congratulations to Lana. Wanda is watching. Trisha is watching. This must be a popular time of day, or otherwise Sunanda really wanted to hear your story.
It must just be me. Yeah.
It is you, I think.
Right.
Katrina is watching. Oh my goodness. We've got so many people watching. I'll get back through and make sure I read these comments later, ladies, for sure. Let me know if you have any specific questions for Sunanda right now. We'll try to answer those quick. But Sunanda, while we're letting them talk for a second or letting them post their questions, you joined quickly. You joined more quickly than most people do. You came in the group, you joined right away. But for those people that are here that are still a little bit unsure about this group, are afraid to join, they're not really sure if this is something that's legitimate, what would you say to them to make them feel a little bit better?
Well, I just I think that just making that decision to join, usually when I make a decision about something big, I do it quickly because I just feel it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I would say to someone, if you're really fed up taking drugs and you don't want to do it anymore, this is the way to go. If you just want to control your own health through your diet and your lifestyle, which is what I want to do and how I want to live the rest of my life. The support is amazing because you don't get that kind of support from your migraine doctor. You maybe go and see them at the most once a month and they say, here, have some more pills.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things I appreciated, because I was a bit worried at the beginning when you said, well, it lasts for 4 months. And I thought, oh my God, what if I'm not okay after 4 months? And then to find out that I can continue getting support in another form is really important to me. Because, I mean, it's been since, I think, the end of December. And I can't say I never get migraines now. In fact, I think I said to you once, well, how long was it before you realized you didn't get migraines anymore? I asked you that. And when you told me, I thought, oh, that's okay. I'm not expected to be migraine free within 4 months. Exactly. But I do know at the first sign of pain, I know exactly what I can do to either stop it or make it a lot less.
Exactly.
And it's really easy. It's not difficult things that you have to go out and, buy lots of equipment for, or it's just food.
Yeah. Yeah.
And everyone wants to eat food. Mostly.
And we've definitely talked about food a lot on this call. But just so everyone knows, food is a part, but there's also 6 other key things that we need to work on at the same time. So I don't want anyone walking away from this call thinking if they just change their diets, their migraines are going to be perfect, because they're not. Sunanda worked a lot on stress, working on sleep, working on making sure you're doing the right exercise for you, checking to make sure that your toxic load is good and that your electrolyte symmetry is good. There are 6 key factors that we look at, and everybody has a different version of those 6 key factors. Some people, food is a main focus and everything else is a smaller focus. Other people, electrolyte symmetry might be a main focus and food is a lesser. And this is what makes it so challenging for women to go searching on Dr. Google to try to figure out how to end your migraines, because everyone's a little bit different. And that's what we do, is we try to help you figure out where your focus needs to be so that those 4 months can be the most productive and get you to your version of migraine freedom in the end. My version is none. I don't want any, so I do whatever it takes to have none. And for some people, they're like, hey, if I could have 1 a month, but still be able to have a drink every once in a while and maybe have that birthday cake, then I'm good with that, right? Everyone has their different levels. Plus, everyone's body heals differently. We all come in with different health ailments, different lengths of migraines, different overuse of medication that sometimes takes our body time to heal. So Sunanda, I appreciate you bringing that up, that no, we don't expect everyone to be 100% migraine free after 4 months, but we do want you to have all the tools that you need to be able to stop that migraine, to be able to bring the severity, duration, and frequency down, and to know that migraine freedom is coming. So that was great to add that in there.
Something else that you said, different things are big for other, different people. Something I never thought would be so big in my life is my hot water bottle, which is sort of when you get to that place where you just don't want to feel the pain. It's so comforting. I mean, who'd have thought? I used to have a hot water bottle when I was little, and now I have one again. Yep. And sometimes I don't even have a headache, but I use it because it's just very soothing and relaxing and comforting. And, stress is something that can cause migraines.
100%. Man, if everyone didn't hear that, listen to that again. That is a massive gem. Sunanda uses her hot water bottle, not just when she has pain, but when she's looking for comfort. And guess what that does? That releases endorphins in our body, those feel-good hormones, because she's done something. It's like self-care. It is a version of self-care, which will release those endorphins, which will keep your threshold high and migraines at bay. That is so key to remember, that these tools are not just meant for pain, but for bringing that sense of joy and self-care into our world. I absolutely love that. Oh, we've got more people jumping on. Really, this is really a popular time of day. Hey, everybody, let me know where you're watching from. Are you in the US and the UK? Looks like we have a couple of UK people watching. I love to know where everyone is, so I know what time of day is best to jump on and do these calls. Because if this time of day works for everyone, then we can always switch our time of day to this. All right, Sunanda, we have to get going here in just a minute, so we honor everyone's time. Any last thing you want to say before we end today's call?
I'm just really grateful. I'm really grateful I found you, and I'm really happy that I can take care of myself, because it's not easy to learn to take care of yourself. And I'm still learning, so.
I love that. You really have dropped a million gold gems. So remember that, everyone, that this is all about you caring for you, because we have the power and the control to really care for ourselves and to determine what direction our health goes in. Even if migraines are genetic, which Sunandas are, even if, you've had something for a long time and the doctors tell you, oh, that's normal, you're just getting older. Don't believe it. Poo-poo that, push it aside. I don't care if you're 80 years old and you still have migraines. We can still help you. We can still help you reduce that severity, duration, and frequency, because you are the one that's in control. It's your body and your health. All right, everybody. Thank you so, so much for being, yes, we're in the driver's seat, Debbie, exactly. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here today. This was an amazing call. I could go on forever talking to you, Sunanda, but we can't, because I have another call. But it was wonderful chatting with you. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Thanks so much for watching. Here's to your migraine-free day, and we'll see everybody in the group. Take care.